the nose cone.
Stars blinking out of sight. First steps in space we say, but feels like a charade. Lights and wires everywhere, on a stage beyond compare. Gravity a distant thought, was this moment store-bought? Is this real or fantasy? Walking in a galaxy, lost in cosmic reverie. Dreams turn into parody. Footprints on the moon's face, questions we can't erase. Cameras at every turn, truths that we patiently spurn. Silent void, a grand display. Lines that blur and lead astray. In a vacuum, tales are spun underneath an artist's sun. Is this real or fantasy? Walking in a galaxy, lost in cosmic reverie. Dreams turn into parody. Is this real or fantasy? Walking in a galaxy, lost in cosmic reverie. Dreams turned into parody. Dreams turned into parody.
Good evening and welcome to both Sergeant Grumpy's channel and the Cult of UFO, because we are currently broadcasting to two channels simultaneously. My God, the wonder of technology, isn't it amazing? And this is our first maiden broadcast on the Cult of UFO. So if you're on there, hi, nice to see you all. I'm going to talk about the drone sightings tonight and, what's happening, give us an update on things. It does seem to be getting a bit out of hand and nobody seems to really have any kind of grasp on what's going on. So, but we'll dig through it and see how it goes. We do have a fairly extensive chat room on the Grumpy channel, which is in landscape format. And we've got 14 viewers, according to this, on the Cult of UFO, which is in vertical format, just to mix things up a bit. So, regulars, beats and tapes, Julie, good to see you. Emma, Ray, nice to see you, Ray. Gunky, Nectaridus. We don't have Ed tonight, so there'll be no real rabbit hole as such, because Ed has still undergoing decoration. I've seen ferries built quick. No, I can't say that. Ferries aren't built quicker than this. Excuse me. Right. Let's get into it. So, as you know, last year we had the Langley drone swarm, where drones swarmed over Langley Air Base in Virginia for a period of 17 nights. And they seem to come more or less at the same time every night. and did so right up until I think the 21st of December or something. And then they ceased. They just ceased and have not been back since. Although they were seen, there were drones seen in other places of military significance, and I think a nuclear power station as well. So, and that would be over in Arizona or down in the southwest or whatever. So there was quite a lot of drone activity last year that we didn't know about, and then the same thing seems to have happened this year in the American air bases in England. So let's see what the latest update. So drones have still been spotted over Lakenheath, Mildenhall, Feltwell, and Fairford since November the 20th. So this is now the 5th of December. So that's what, 15 days? Yeah. Britain has deployed approximately 60 troops with counter-drone expertise. Yeah, okay. 60 troops, gosh, that must be about a third of their army. Fighter jets have been scrambled to intercept the drones, including nighttime operations. 20 nautical mile restricted airspace has been implemented around RAF Lakenheath, and multiple drones are appearing simultaneously in varying sizes and configurations. It's suspected to be sophisticated quadcopter or octocopter designs in England, more advanced than commercial models, and experts are indicating that these are not typical hobbyist drones. Fair dues. The targeted bases house critical US military assets. Lakenheath has the F-35 stealth fighters and F-15E Strike Eagles, and Fairford has 4 B-52 strategic bombers. The Pentagon is actively monitoring the situation. They state there's been no significant impact on mission capability. However, the coordinated nature of these incidents has raised serious security concerns, particularly given similar drone activities reported at US bases in Virginia last year, which is what we mentioned at the start. The investigation remains active, with both British and American authorities working to identify the operators and their intentions. So, certainly from a military point of view, there appears to be no consideration that this is any kind of extraterrestrial or NHI incursion or whatever. It's almost certainly people that are doing this. We did have a similar show last week, and I did state that I thought that it was more likely to be the US military than anyone that was actually doing this, from the point of view that, you know, what are they trying to achieve? If it's Russia doing it, they're just stirring things up. But it's quite a big ask to get people to fly drones in the UK. And how do you get the drones to them? Why have they not been caught? Because if they were like civilian drones, surely they'd be picked up quite quickly, and most of them are geofenced or brought down easily with fairly rudimentary jamming. I don't think these are civilian drones. I don't think it's something that somebody's gone to, Curry's and bought a drone and then flown it over Lakenheath. But it almost certainly is some kind of drone. I mean, I made a tweet last week, I think now, saying it's handy that the drones all have navigation lights, and they all seem to be using the FAA and the CEA ascribed navigation lights for international air travel. Red on one side, green on the other, white at the front, white at the back, and a flashing light in the middle. So it's always quite handy when your drones comply. It's unlikely that ET's read the rule book on it. Well, having said that, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Because if anyone has really disappointed me, it's the UFO. I can't even call them a community now, because they seem to have descended into some kind of mass hysteria where they're picking up all these different, what would you call it? Sightings. And in some cases, they're very obviously aircraft. So I can't see the point I cannot see the point in them. Excuse me. I cannot see the point in them posting all these things because it just adds to a complete and utter mess. Right. Let's have an update on the New Jersey sightings. These are the ones that have started. Well, I thought they'd only started the last few days, but no. Multiple mysterious drone sightings have been reported across New Jersey since mid-November 2024, prompting investigations by the FBI and local authorities. Here are the key developments. Large groups of drones have been spotted across 6 New Jersey counties, particularly in Hunterdon, Monmouth, Sussex, with significant activity along the Raritan River. The drone characteristics. Witnesses report seeing clusters of unusually large drones, some described as being the size of cars, hovering at night. In one instance, a resident observed 8 drones simultaneously near Black River Middle School in Chester, while another witnessed 15 drones over 3 hours. The FAA has implemented temporary flight restrictions around Trump National Golf Course in Bedminster and Picatinny Arsenal Military Base. The FBI is leading the investigation and requesting public assistance in reporting sightings. Local law enforcement agencies have stated there is no known threat to public safety. Drones interfered with emergency services when they prevented a medical helicopter from landing at Raritan Valley Community College during a crash victim rescue attempt on November the 26th. Now, it's good to know that some academics actually agree with me here. So, Professor Pramod Abhichandranam from the New Jersey Institute of Technology suggests these drones likely belong to either a commercial entity or US military operators, dismissing theories about criminal activities or foreign adversaries. The investigation remains ongoing, with authorities continuing to gather information about these unexplained aerial activities. So there we go. Let's have a look. Let's actually have a little brief look at some of the pictures that we've had from New Jersey in particular, because some of them are classic. Here's a classic one. Let's have a look and see if we can see this. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm looking at that. Let's see if we can get it on the. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that's a plane. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, that's a plane. Landing lights are shining out over the nose cone, which is pointing towards the bottom left corner. The tail is quite obviously at the other end, and there are 2 wings with lights on either wing. To me, that's a plane. I don't think you can dispute that one. And there was somebody had a video of one as well, which was like exactly the same as that, except it flew over the top of them. So it sounded like a plane, it looked like a plane, it had flashing lights like a plane, but apparently it wasn't a plane. I think people have lost it. I really do. I think they've really lost it. And even people that should know better, like George Knapp in the UFO community, he's lost it as well, because he's saying that he's saying that that we're building aircraft like ET's aircraft, and ET are building aircraft like our aircraft to confuse each other. Where's this is the part I don't understand. Do these people not understand the word evidence and proof? What's evidence and proof mean? That you're supposed to have a certain degree of something tangible that will back up your statement. You can't just say ET are building drones and pretending to be us. I mean, Judge Knapp, you should know better. And this leads no credibility to any kind of investigation into anything. So I'm coming back, and I've not been shaken on this one yet. These drones are human, and they're almost certainly being flown by the US military, who are probably just trying to make it look as if Russia's annoying, England and now New Jersey or whatever. If the New Jersey one is actually military, because, I've shown you the picture there. It was a plane. That was a plane. And people are taking all sorts of stupid, UFO pictures and putting them up as real, and they're just not. It's just a mockery of any kind of proper investigation. I don't know why we've had this sudden upsurge and need to display stuff on social media platforms, because I don't think it's doing anyone any good. I think maybe the fact that we are in a period of conflict, I think the government are taking advantage of that to sow confusion, probably amongst the population, in order to keep you on your toes, and in order that you will be quite happy if they decide to take action. Either way. So, right, what's happening in the chat? What have we got? Beats and Tape says he might go out tomorrow and have a look. No, or a game. Oh, how much do you get if you guess right? Well, you don't get anything, mate. Nectaridus says a plane. Yep, he lives under Gatwick, circling zone and see lots. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what they look like, mate. I live under a flight path here as well. You can't you've got to be going some to mistake these things, aircraft for drones, because there's a massive difference, and there's a big noise factor as well. And I still can't get over the person that posted that video that was a plane flying overhead with jet engine sounds and said, it looks like a plane, it's got flashing lights like a plane, it sounds like a plane, but it's not a plane. Too low for how can you tell? How can you tell at night how high something is? Really? You've got no reference. There's no reference. I mean, somebody posted a picture the other night of a 2-story house-sized UFO. Now, when you actually saw the picture, it's a dot above a residential area, right? You have no idea where that dot is because there's no reference. It's in the sky. It could be a plane 50 miles away. It could be a plane 2 miles away, You've just no idea what's going on. There's no reference point. I don't know what it is. Is it just people jumping on the bandwagon for clicks and likes? Is it people that are genuinely thinking they're seeing something that they can't explain and putting it up there? I find it all very tiresome because it's not real. You can see from the amount of stuff that's happening that there's nothing that's being generated is real. And then you're getting really stupid ones with blatant CGI, taken from an aircraft as we're coming into land. And, you see an actual flying saucer. I mean, come on. And then you even get ones with fake shootings, bing, bing. People are just losing their minds here. They're either losing their minds or having fun. But again, it doesn't help either side. Those that are trying to investigate an actual phenomena, this is just obfuscation. It's just getting in the way of everything. Really annoying. So how are you meant to investigate anything when you've got all this clutter, this chatter around it? So you can't actually make any determination. I find it quite tiresome. I really do. Uh, but yeah. So basically, I still think the Americans are doing it themselves. Well, you say a distraction, Julie, but what's a distraction from? You know, I think it's just part of. I think it's just part of a kind of narrative that keeps you on your toes from the point of view of if Herr Starmer decides to go to war, then everybody's going to go, oh, well, we've got to because we're being inundated by drones over our military bases. Yeah, that kind of thing. And let's face it, you get American military bases there with nuclear weapons, right? You get B-52 strategic bombers there, so almost certainly tooled up, as they say. We don't have any AWACS in the RAF anymore. We have none. But the Americans have got at least 2 E3s sitting in the UK. I have no doubt they'll be up there. So if those drones were coming in from a foreign power, pretty sure they'd be picking them up. Because the E3s are pretty capable aircraft when it's looking down. I'm pretty sure that would be picking up military drones. Sending up fighters against quadcopters and octocopters is a waste of time because your fighters can't go slow enough. So they were putting Apaches up at one point, and that's more sensible because at least a helicopter can go slow enough and turn and pivot. But really, what are you going to do with these things? You can't really shoot them down because you have no idea where they're going to land. And let's face it, if they're big enough, they'll go through somebody's roof and set a house on fire. You know, especially if the lithium battery gets compromised. So shooting people go, why aren't you shooting them down? Well, whose house do you want to burn down? You know, it's as simple as that. Really, if you start shooting them down, that's what you'll end up doing. And there was reported that somebody they shot one down the other day, but I don't think there's been any confirmation of it. So I don't know if that's true or not. I think, yeah, Nectar, you've got the same kind of thinking I've got, mate. Given the war hysteria and the new way to fight, it can also make people scared and wanting to be saved. Yeah, there you go. That's it. So there we are. Ed reckons he'll be fit for tomorrow night, which will be quite good. So we can get back into All In because there's lots to cover. It's not just drones. I thought I would talk about drones tonight, but quite disappointing, the whole situation. And people are just, as I said, they're losing their minds. They're going nuts. Pardon me. I don't understand, especially what's in New? Okay, I have no idea what's in New Jersey because there'll be plenty of stuff in New Jersey because the Americans have got military bases everywhere, haven't they? But really, there's a big airport in New Jersey. And if you'll get aircraft coming into land and people filming it and then saying, look, drones, it's like bandwagon jumping, isn't it? It's like Greg Wallace, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. They're all coming out the woodwork to jump on the bandwagon. And don't get me wrong, I'm no fan of Greg Wallace, but it's ridiculous. It really is. You can't say anything at all these days, or somebody's jumping down your throat. It just really is ridiculous. So, I apologise, I'm quite tired. I didn't sleep very well last night at all. The Sopranos in New Jersey too, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. But yeah, there you go. So what do you guys think about these drones? Do you think they're real? I think they're real, but I think they're human. I don't think there's no doubt in my mind at all that they are nothing but human. And I'm definitely leaning towards the US military. It's the kind of thing they would do. They like to fuck about, don't they? They like to like to annoy you, like to get into things, like the little psychological warfare, keep the population under control, keep them ready to be saved at a moment's notice. Yeah, I think the US military. Right. Well, I think that'll do tonight. I know it's short and sweet, unless you've got something else you want to talk about. But I'm quite tired, and I think the stream seemed to go okay on the cult, although people dropped in and dropped out quite quickly. But you've got to get used to it. But at one point we had 13 viewers, which isn't bad for our first stream, I suppose. Obviously they took one look at my ugly mug and went, "Whoa!" Now I think we'll. Having said that, they've seen me before because I've done videos on the cult. I put a new video up on the cult today on a short, and I've also got a couple in the works. I wrote 2 new scripts yesterday, so they will be going to narration probably tomorrow, filming. Get them filmed, get them edited and out over the weekend. So there you go. Yeah, they could be testing stuff as well next week. Just yeah. Yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it. So where are we? Less than 20 days. No, 20 days exactly to Christmas now. Good grief. There you go, people. Imagine that. 20 days to Christmas. Where does the time go? Right. It's been great for you. Good night.